one of the things we have to copy our tzaddikim is to be humble. To be humble, not to be arrogant. This is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We have to follow the step. More mitzvah we do is to help us to be humble and not arrogant. אני נותן לי לומד את חידוש של יצאנו לפרשה, כי בן זקונים הוא לא. So the Ramban, meaning Yosef, was ben zekunim הוא לא. If you translate the word ben zekunim, meaning Yosef the tzaddik was the youngest of the kids. When Yaakov was old, his wife gave birth to Yosef. So Yosef was one of the youngest one. If you look at the Targum explained, bar hakim ule. He was the smartest of his kids. By the way, how old was Yosef HaTzadik when he was sold? How old was he? 17. 17, right? Good? I'll tell you a chidush. Listen to this.
17 years.
How many years did Yaakov Avinu, when he ran away from his parents' home, before he went to Lavan? He went straight to, where did he go? To the yeshiva of Shem and Ever, right? How many years did he spend there?
23.
No?
14.
He spent 14 years in yeshiva of Shem and Ever. Now you should know, the Rabbi say that we know that when Avraham Avinu did the pact with Avimelech, was a gezerah that Bnei Israel should go to exile, right? You should know that really, when Yaakov Avinu went to Lavan, right, we were supposed to stay there for 400 years. But because Hashem saw Lavan is so bad, he will destroy the Jewish nation, Hashem had mercy on us, he brought back Lavan to Eretz Israel, and he said, instead of, your son Yosef will go to Galut. Again, really, Yaakov Avinu was supposed to go to Lavan and stay there in Galut until we come out with Moshe Rabbeinu and the Torah. But because HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw how bad was Lavan and no Jew will be able to stand there, they brought him back to Eretz Israel, and instead of, he sent Yosef HaTzadik to Mitzrayim. Listen to this. Yaakov is on his way to Lavan. He knows I'm going to exile. Before what he does, he goes 14 years to learn in yeshiva. I have a question. Yaakov, back then he was 80 years old almost. 60, right? 63. He was 60, he was a giant. He had to go learn Torah. Now you have to go learn Torah? What do you mean? You learn all your life. Now before I go to Lavan, suddenly Yaakov will wake up, I have to go learn 14 years in yeshiva. Why? The answer is Yaakov was going in Galut. He was in a place of Tumah. He never dealt with Tumah. He said, I must go to yeshiva, 14 years to learn how to act and behave in such a place that the place wouldn't have any impact on me. 14 years. And listen to this. And I made a chidush. Yaakov Avinu at the end, Hashem changed his plan. He brought back Yaakov Avinu to Eretz Israel, and he said, instead of, who did he say? Yosef HaTzadik. How old was Yosef when he went to Mitzrayim? Moshe, how old was he? 17. It says in the Rabbi explained, Rashi brings it, that whatever Yaakov Avinu learned in the yeshiva of Shem Ever, everything he learned there, he taught it to Yosef. Why? Because he understood that he saw the Ruach HaKodesh, Yosef will be the one who will have to go to Galut, and through him people will go to Galut to fulfill the curse on Avraham Avinu. So that's why whatever he learned in Shem Ever, he taught him. Now let's make a small calculation. We know that by the Jewish people, until the age of 3, the children, they don't do mitzvot. We don't teach them mitzvot. Only when they turn 3, give a chalakeh, teach them alif, bet, everything. Small calculation, right? How many years Yaakov Avinu was by Yeshiva of Shem Ever? 14. How many years he was able to learn Torah with Yosef? 14. From 3 to 17, 14. Once it's 14, Hashem said, oh, now Yosef HaTzadik learned all the Torah that Yaakov Avinu learned in the Yeshiva of Shem Ever that will help him to stand in Galut. Now Yosef HaTzadik is ready to go to Galut. And he sent Yosef HaTzadik to Mitzrayim. If not for that, if Yosef HaTzadik will go 1 year before, he wouldn't be able to go all these nisonot. Only because he was able to learn Torah, Yaakov taught him everything on the Shem Ever. Now he could go to Galut and be able to stand the Jew. Now it says that Yosef, he made him ketonet pasim. Ketonet pasim, right? What is ketonet pasim? He made him a special clothes. Right? Yaakov Avinu gave a special clothes to Yosef HaTzadik because he was so nice, such a tzaddik, so dolam. By the way, it says his brother didn't understand him. Why his brother hated him? Because he couldn't understand how come a boy 17 years old could be on such a level. Sometimes, right, you have big tzaddikim that come around you, say, oh, what a weirdo. What a weirdo. Oh, what do you think he is? He's 25 and what do you think he is? Right? Like Rabbi Yosef. Rabbi Yosef, when he was young, he suffered a lot. He suffered a lot. Why? He was a genius, a gaon atzum. Right? But people couldn't understand. A young man like this is coming and he's cholek on the Ben Ish Chai. Who is he? They couldn't understand how brilliant he was. The brother also, they couldn't understand. Yosef HaTzadik is 17, they couldn't take it. So they must, probably he's a faker. Must be he's a wrong Baba. That's why they didn't understand him. If they wouldn't understand, he's a Tzadik Yesod Olam, they will never start up with him. But they couldn't understand, so you understand Yosef HaTzadik, right? His brother didn't understand him. They couldn't understand his level.
Well, they were also jealous. You look at it just a little.
You're right, but if
they were also jealous.
They were jealous because they couldn't understand he was doing the Shem Shamayim. If they would understand how holy he was, and if it was for the sake of truth, they would understand he's sincere.
They thought he was a little out there because he was getting messages from...
Exactly. A young man, you had the dream, you think to you, Reuven was older than him, I never had the dream, I'm learning Torah for 40 years, you, younger man, now you're coming.
Right.
But they couldn't understand. But something you have to know, younger people than you are greater than you, especially Shama. And he was Yosef HaTzadik. So because...
I mean, that was a crazy thing to tell your older brothers that you're going to be like, I'm going to be like the sun and you're going to be like the stars bowing down to me.
Good way.
No, that's not the greatest thing in the world to say.
He had good intention.
I don't care what his intentions were.
Again, if it's tzaddik, this is what we have to understand. It's not me and you speaking.
Yeah.
In these things, it's Kabbalah, you have no idea how deep
I
it is.
don't care what level he's on.
Let me finish. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't. Now you don't care. Wait. You don't care. You don't understand. It's different. You don't understand. Make it clear. It's that you don't care. You don't understand.
Whichever you want to take it as.
Say it like this. It's fine.
When I see the words, I take them to however I'm going to take them.
Shalom. It's a big mistake.
Whatever.
Who wrote the Torah? It's not
yeah, but his brothers were jealous. Whatever it was, they made a mistake. There was some negativity on their part.
They did a mistake.
They made a mistake.
By the
they
way,
made a huge mistake.
Now, again,
a huge mistake.
They did. You're right. I mean it because they couldn't understand how deep he was. Now, just to show you, even though as you look again, we're talking about the children of Yaakov Avinu, right? It's not simple people from Eton Town. It's the children of Yaakov Avinu. Think about Rabbi Yosef, right? They were 50,000 times bigger than him.
Okay, so either way,
one minute. So people do a mistake. You know, people, they read the Chumash, they think it's a storybook. A storybook, oh, very nice.
Yaakov,
he married.
I don't need word for word. I learned the story with the Rashis and the Rambam.
I want to ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Some tzaddikim in generation, you go to them, right? You take from them their money, everything you want. They're not jealous. They will not hate you for that. Right? They will not. It's emunah. The Shevatim don't have emunah. They are jealous of Yosef HaTzadik. Come on, where's your emunah? You are tzaddikim. Suddenly you are jealous of him. You hate him because of a dream. So you can't take the words as they're written. They are jealous of Yosef HaTzadik. Again, I'm 50 years old. My brother is 17. He comes to me. I had a dream, and because of that, I will hate him. Who cares? Enjoy your dream. If he will come to me, I'll keep dreaming. No. Now they want to kill him because of this dream.
Yeah.
So you have to understand, it's not simple people. Things they understood it was, because let me explain a little deeper. We know that in the Shevatim, Reuven was the first son, was the firstborn son. Yosef HaTzadik is coming to this dream, and he's telling him, I will be the king, and you, Reuven, will be nothing. They said, he's Chayav Mitah. Why is Chayav Mitah? He's Mored de Malchut. They know that there's 12 tribes in Klal Yisrael. The oldest boy is Reuven. Reuven is the head of the tribes. Back then, he was a Bechor. And if not, was Yehuda. So you're coming now and saying, I will be the king. They thought, you're going against the Torah. They're telling you, Yosef HaTzadik, so they didn't hate him because he had a dream. They hate him because you're going against the Torah, against Hashem will. But they didn't understand that Yosef was so connected, he was so holy, that he knew more than they will ever know.
So instead of thinking that he was a little crazy and letting him be as big, they threw him in a pit for dead.
Huh? No, they didn't throw him to death. They had a bedin. They sat together and they said, it's Chayav Mitah. They didn't decide to kill him like this. They sat together, they had a bedin. Right? They opened the books, Sefarim, there was Halakha. After spending a lot of time on learning.
What does it say that? About the bedin and sitting there?
Everything, bedin. By the way.
They ate after they
I'm going to teach you more. One of the
means they did.
They decided Chayav Mitah.
Right.
Chayav Mitah. More than this. They even made swear Hashem that he shouldn't reveal to Yaakov Avinu that Yosef Tzaddik was alive. Again, how come Hashem doesn't...
Where does it say that though, that they sat down with a bed
It's a midrash, everything in the midrash. You know what number 10? Number 10 was HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We know Bedin has 10 people, right? Hashem was number 10. Number 10. Hashem was number 10. Look at the power they have. They have the power to go and tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you will be number 10, and we make you swear not to tell Yaakov Avinu that Yosef is alive. So it's not simple people. We have to understand, people read Chumash make a mistake. It's people are behind our understanding. Once you come and you learn Chumash like this, you understand how small I am, how giant I were. You open your Chumash differently. People read the Chumash, Yaakov, he kissed Rachel. Come on, he kissing Rachel. What are you doing here? Who is this guy? Relax. You don't know who is Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu was a giant. He's the Malach Elokim. When you kiss a girl, of course, you only think about aviad. You know what he was doing? We have no idea what he was doing. People don't, and he cannot take whatever it says written and apply it word by word. So it's deeper meaning in every letter in the Torah. It's a big mistake a lot of people do. They compare themselves and not tell the story. One time a tzaddik came to the Khatam Sofer and he told him, Yaakov Avinu, he was a man. He was a man. He looked at him and said, you're right. And you are a chamor. You are a donkey. So Rabbi, what did I say? He said, yeah, you are a chamor. Why a chamor? The Gemara says like this. If you look at the Rishonim, if you look at our forefather like angels, so then Hashem look at you as people. But if you look at the Rishonim as people, so therefore you are a donkey. You are a chamor. You look at Abraham, Yaakov as a man, so you are a chamor. Of course you are a chamor. You have to understand, those people were angels. It's Yaakov Avinu, we have no cards. Again, Yaakov Avinu is going to yeshiva for 14 years, he doesn't sleep one night. One night, for 14 years he stay up. You know what I mean? 14 years he didn't sleep, straight learning non-stop. Try to do it for...
Where does it say that?
In the Midrash.
Where? I want to see... Okay, you got to start breaking down these Midrash.
Yeah,
I got to start seeing that.
Everything...
I want to see the Midrashim.
Everything is written here. Why I have the book in front of me? Everything is in front of me. You know how to read Hebrew?
No.
So what's that? I'll give it to you.
I want a Hebrew English Midrash.
I'll give it to you. Now listen to this. Try to do it for 1 year.
Google it.
14 years not sleeping. Try to do it, not for 14 years. Right? Try to do it for 2 days. 2 days, try to stay up, right? With only learning Torah. No cigarette, no coffee, no text, only Torah. Do it for 2 days. Can you do it? 1 minute. Can you do it?
No.
Do it for 14 hours, not 2 days. 14 hours straight.
Not without the help of some serious...
I'll come help you. I'll sit with you 14 hours. You could do it?
14 hours?
Yeah, 14 hours straight learning Torah. Can you do it or no?
I mean, I could do it. It's going to be tough.
He did it 40 years. 14 years. So, don't compare yourself to Yaakov Avinu. They were different. They were angels. Reuven was an angel. Yaakov was an angel. Yosef Tzaddik was an angel. When they hate him, they didn't hate him because of a dream. Your brother come to you, right? I had a dream. You bend down to me. What do you tell him? Chazak u'baruch, get lost, right? Because of that, you will kill him.
But didn't it say also that they were jealous for their father's love towards him? He was the favorite.
Good, but again, you have to understand everything. It's not just like this. We have to understand there's deeper meaning in this. So what happened over here? I'll go back to the Ketonet Pasim. So Yaakov Avinu gave him a special clause, Ketonet Pasim. Look how everything is calculated. Why it's called Pasim? Why Pasim? Why Pasim? Look how Yaakov Avinu, how deep he was. It says, the Pasim mean where lines on it, right? It says there are 2 colors. One of them was white, and the other color was argaman, a type of red. The type of red on it. Why? Why like this? Look at this.
White and red.
Look at
Wait,
this.
say it again. What was it?
He gave him a special clause.
Oh, right, the special coat.
Special coat, right. And a stripe on it, right? So he bring over here, who told this Kedush, listen to this. Again, I'm not going to speak about Yaakov Avinu. I'm not talking about Moshe Rabbeinu. I'm talking about someone that he lived 500 years ago. His name was Maran Rabbi Shulchan Aruch. Who wrote Shulchan Aruch? The Bet Yosef. The Bet Yosef had the Malach, an angel that used to come and learn with him Chavuta. I'm not an angel, I'm a simple man with you, right? Bet Yosef had an angel, right? That's Shulchan Aruch 500 years ago. So imagine who was Moshe Rabbeinu. Imagine who was Yaakov Avinu. To make it clear, we can't understand. You cannot understand who was Abraham Yaakov. So now, this angel come to Yosef, to Shulchan Aruch, and he tells him the following Chidush. Yaakov Avinu, Abraham was the first forefather, right? Then was Yitzchak, then was Yaakov. It's a little Kabbalah, it's simple. We always said chesed le'Avraham. Chesed le'Avraham. Avraham was the midah of chesed. Yitzchak was pachad, fear of Yitzchak. Fear of who was midad pachad. Now, you take these two, you put them together, what do you get? Tiferet. Who was Tiferet? Yaakov Avinu. Now, Yaakov Avinu started working on Tiferet. I don't understand those words, Kabbalah. But let's make believe
That's like the tzitzit stuff, that string, right?
So now, Techelet, no, not Techelet, Tiferet. We know this Yud Gimel Midot. Yud Gimel, it's a ket. Maybe one day when we learn yeshiva for 70 years, we'll, right? So you learn, let's make believe. The 13 Midot, according to them, are using them to rule the world. Avraham was corresponding to Chesed. Yitzchak was corresponding to Pachad, Gevurah. Yaakov Avinu was Tiferet. Now, Yaakov Avinu realized best, even in Tiferet, he's a tip on top. Who reaches the top? Yosef HaTzadik. Yesod Olam, he was the biggest one. He gave him a cloth. The cloth was white and red. Why white and red? Chesed is white. Gevurah Din is red. So he put them together in one cloth. He said, you, Yosef HaTzadik, I'll give you this because you reached the top, Tiferet. You were able to take these two, combine them, and reach Shlemut. So if you think about it, Yosef HaTzadik, one of the biggest one we had around. Well, he was 17 years old, and Yaakov is telling him, you were able to take Avraham Avinu, Yitzchak Avinu, combine them together, and you reach the top. And this boy is only 17, right? And that Yaakov is at this.
So that's a huge mistake on Yaakov's part.
Why on Yaakov's part?
Because he's pumping up this little 17-year-old over all his sons.
So what? Again, 1 minute.
Favoritism beyond.
1 minute. You're jumping to another. Let's finish the chidush. So he said the Rabbi said. So Yosef HaTzadik, he had these two midot. Right. Now you should know on the ketonet, Yaakov Avinu put over there tzitzit. He had tzitzit on this cloth, and he said, by the way, maybe that's the reason on our talit we have stripe. Why do we have stripe? One of the reasons because the cloth of Yosef HaTzadik had stripe and has tzitzit. So we're also putting a stripe to remember this. Now here's what he says. It says, the segula. You want to know how Yosef HaTzadik was able to fight with the Yitzhak of the woman. The woman came to Avera. He said that he was very careful with the mitzvah of tzitzit. He had tzitzit. If you want segula, how to be safe from averot with a woman, be careful with the mitzvah of tzitzit. And he says that's why when the woman came over there to do the avera, what it says? He left his clothes and he went away. What did he left? His tzitzit. He left his tzitzit. He left his tzitzit and he ran away. Why? Tzitzit has a special segula to save you from this avera of arayot. So now, all what I'm showing you is Yosef HaTzadik, he was 17 years old. He wasn't a simple boy. Again, Yaakov, he looked at this boy, 17 years old, and he's telling him, you are so great, you're taking Abraham together with Yitzchak, combine them, you. He didn't know mistake. Who did the mistake on their level? Well, again, we cannot say mistake because it's people that we don't understand. Right? They thought, according to Torah, is chayav, the brothers. The brothers thought, a young man, they couldn't understand the same way you can understand. They couldn't understand it. It was a mistake on their part. Again, we can't say mistake. But they couldn't understand it. By the way, it says that, another small chidush before we go, it says pasim, right? Pasim. How is it called close? Pasim. Yosef HaTzadik became king. How old was he when he was king? 30. When he was 30, he came out, and he was vice king, whatever. Viceroy. How old was he when he passed away?
Mabaref.
I don't speak Yiddish. How old was he when he passed away? He was 110. Right? 110. So let's make a small calculation. When he was 30, he became king, and he lived until 110. From 110 to 30, how much do I have? 80. Pasim, the first letter is 80. Right? Now, what are the other letters in the word? Samech, Yud, Mem. Good? Samech, pay attention. Samech is 60. Yud is 10. Together it's 70. Mem is 40. How much is together? 110. When Yaakov Avinu gave him Kitonet Pasim, was a Piruach HaKodesh. Was a royal cloth. You will be king for 80 years of your life. Who was 110?
That's it.
That's why it's called pasim.
See,
Pasim means you will be king for 80 years from 1/10 of your life.
How come he didn't live like his grandfather?
How come you what?
He didn't live like his grandfather did.
said-
Rabbi Abin, 180.
It says that
Yaakov Abinu.
it said that
72
They all lived 180.
so they said so when someone is he gets so much he become a king, then your life is short.
It's nice, right?
When somebody gets why it's a different class on it, but because he was king, therefore his life was short.
who did he marry? He married one of.
Go ahead.
His
He
niece.
married the king set him up, like the king's wife set him up or something like
Yeah,
that.
but who was she?
Niece.
His niece. Who was she?
Dina's.
Oh, Yosef?
Who was she?
Dina's.
The Dina.
Dina.
Dina. But where did he meet her?
When they threw the ring, we threw
Again, let me explain.
Yeah.
Last week, parasha, we know the Chamor and Shechem, they went and he went with Dinah. From this relation, they had the baby. Now this baby was a girl. When the brothers, the Shevatim, wanted to kill her, she come from a goy, Hashem Yishmor wanted to kill her. So they decided, they put around her neck a special chain. Let's say, listen, this girl is coming from a royal family, and they send her out.
Yaakov Abinu, they have
Right, and they send her away. Where did she end up? She ended up by Potiphar. She lived in Potiphar. Right. So now, let me understand something. The wife of Potiphar, by black magic, she saw, right, that someone from this house is supposed to get married with Yosef HaTzadik.
She think it was
So she
her.
thought it was her, but really it wasn't her. It was her stepdaughter, which was this girl.
She sees the
Her
wrong
name
one.
was Osnat. So now, when and she made a mistake. Now when they sent him away and became the king, she took this thing and she threw it at him. She threw it in this necklace. He opened it and he saw the writing of Yaakov Avinu.
Wait,
Right?
who threw it? Who threw it out?
This girl, she threw this thing on him and she ended up married her. Now I want to tell you a romantic thing. Look how HaKadosh Baruch Hu calculated, he set up everything.
It's a movie.
He set up everything. He made Dinah go with his Shechem. They had a baby girl. This baby girl, the brother wanted to kill him, so he had to send him to Mitzrayim. He went to Mitzrayim, which ended up marrying Yosef HaTzadik. Imagine, she wouldn't come to the world, Yosef HaTzadik wouldn't be able to marry anyone. He's only going, he will marry Goyot in Mitzrayim, he will stay single all his life. Hashem Yishmor, you know, it's a hardest nisayon when you are single. Hashem said, look at everything is calculated. Amazing. In order for this girl to end up in Mitzrayim, marry Yosef HaTzadik, to him to be a king, and because when you're not married, the Yetzer Hara drive you nuts. Once you have a wife, it's easier. When you're not married, the Yetzer Hara does with you Play-Doh. You know what's Play-Doh? Right? They take with you and they play with you like this, right? Whatever you want, he makes of you. Right? I agree.
Of course.
Of course. That's why you get married. Once you are married, the Play-Doh become a little harder, and now the Yetzer Hara, it's harder for you to play with it. Hashem, look how he set up everything for this girl to marry to Yosef HaTzadik. So again, so this Pasim, what is Pasim? 80 from 110, he was in Mitzrayim. Look how every word in the Torah is calculated. So you read the Pasuk, I just told you 2 chidushim, right? So you read the Pasuk, Pasim, straight cloth, very nice, next.
No, I want to correct you. Hold on a second.
No, you told me.
I hear you, but you're taking my. Hold on. Now you're taking my words and doing what I said about the words. You're generalizing.
Yeah, that's the Chumash.
I've heard through many classes and through many rabbis and through many shidduchs.
Go ahead.
It's been brought down. You know that they made a mistake. The brothers, you know, it wasn't the greatest thing to do. They had a little bit of jealousy. There was a little bit of wrong in what they did and everything.
No, I explain you. Their mistake is not a mistake that we will do. You can't put the level that the mistake like my brother come to me, steal from you $1 million, I'm jealous, I won't kill him. That's not the reason why they were jealous, right? It's a different level of jealousy. They were jealous because they understood that he's fighting with the will of Hashem.
I understand. So in their case, it was a spiritual end that they were fighting for. I understand that.
Exactly.
Nevertheless,
But you can't compare yourself to them.
Nevertheless, throwing your brother in a pit with serpents has to be looked at.
He was chayav mitah. According to them, again, imagine you have a brother. Your brother is coming to you and he's doing avodah zarah. Your brother is doing avodah zarah. What's the halacha? You have to kill him. If you have a big din, you have to kill him. It's your brother. Yes, but he did. Your brother killed someone. Lo alechem, lo alenu. Right? Now you are the court. You have to kill him. Abba is my brother. Chazak u'baruch. He did the avon. He has to be punished. They say that Yosef HaTzadik is sin by going against Reuven. It's chayav mitah. They were just jealous. They, according to the books around them, the non Torah, they say he sinned, he's chayav mitah. So they were not jealous because nonsense. They thought
that thing you said about the brother constantly do you have to kill him?
Again?
When the brother does that, do you have to kill him, yeah?
No, chas v'shalom, we don't have to kill him. They, on their level, what they did, he was chayav mitah. So again, from one word, pasim, look how many things you have. Yaakov Avinu, you have Abraham, Yitzchak, together, they give him a special clothes. One of simple people, we have to understand. Again, you come out from this class.
Well, was he supposed to know that when he did the cloth, or is that Hashem's miracle that it just happened to be?
He knew, of course. Yaakov knew. He looked at Yosef, he learned in Torah 14 years, and he realized, my son is tzaddik yesod olam. My son is he was supposed to be Mashiach.
So he knew all about it. So wait, that's a miracle in itself. He knew he was going to be king for 80 years.
No.
He didn't know that his brothers were going to throw him in a pit. I mean, it's an interesting cloth.
Who gave you Ruach HaKodesh? HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Yeah.
Hashem didn't let him see. Why didn't he see?
I'm not arguing. I'm saying it's interesting.
Let me
I'm not arguing with you.
Good question. Good question.
It's funny.
When they put him in the pit, right? They put him in the pit. They wanted to sell him to whom? Sell him to take him to Mitzrayim, right?
Right.
Sell him. Reuven went back to his parents to help his father. So make a small calculation. Binyamin wasn't there when they sold him, right? Where was he? At home. Reuven had to go back to help his father. Good. So who were there? 9 brothers. So 9 brothers were there, and they decided to sell Yosef, Sefer Tzaddik. Now they went to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they made HaKadosh Baruch Hu swear, you will never reveal Yaakov Avinu, our father, that Yosef is alive, and we sold him.
How on earth do you get Hashem to swear on something?
Excellent. So that was the question. So he says, Tzaddik goes there, Hashem mekayem. When a Tzaddik decrees something, Hashem will fulfill. So we have no concept what level they were those people. You have no concept.
You know what? I want to see these Midrashim. I'm dying to see this. You got to bring it in. You have Hebrew English one?
Everything here. Let me finish. He brings over here, why did Hashem accept it? Why did Hashem accept it? Because Hashem knew that Yaakov Avinu has to go to Mitzrayim. Right? They have to go to Egypt to fulfill the curse. They said, so Hashem said, listen, I accept the swear. I'm not going to reveal Yaakov, because if Yosef HaTzadik will not go nicely to Mitzrayim, the Midrash said that Hashem did a chesed, was setting up to sell Yosef HaTzadik, become a king. Why? Because the Jewish people, they were supposed to, as a decree, they had to go to Mitzrayim and be there in exile, and then Moshe Rabbeinu will come to redeem them. So I have 2 choices. Or I will send them with chains like slaves, or I will set it up in a way they will go die nicely, with Yosef HaTzadik will be the king, and then Yaakov will come nicely.
No, it's a miracle. It's a miracle.
Good.
But how did they get this agreement that Hashem was going to agree?
Hashem agreed because he decided it's better it should be that way, that Yaakov Avinu will go with chain.
So how did they know that Hashem agreed with them? That let them
They made it swear.
How? They had no ruach.
I do have to tell you. Those people were great people. They were talking to Hashem like I'm talking to you. They were great people. They're not simple men. They're angels. They were connected to Hashem. They were able to tell Hashem, we make you swear, we now revealing to Yaakov that now we're selling Yosef to Mitzrayim.
If they had that, okay, but then I could come up with another. If they have,
you cannot come up. I'm not going to.
Yeah, but they
Rabbi,
did
didn't
it
you
mistake.
judge?
if they have Ruach HaKodesh, and this, like another way, let's just say that I'm talking to God. Couldn't I just say, God, could I just throw him in the pit? Is it a normal thing to do? Is it righteous in this case? God could have just said, no, it's not.
No,
he's doing something for future generations. He could have thwarted the whole thing.
Good, but they decided this thing we have to ask
So
Hashem.
Hashem took him the long route.
Again?
You could almost look at that as very twisted. I mean, Hashem could have just said at some point, if they're asking him for the 13th blessing, he could have just said, don't throw for the seal, not to say anything. He could have just said, look, you're making a mistake. He's not trying to overcome.
Good. The answer is, בדרך שאדם זלג מוליכין אותו. זה word the book, they said it's a chayav, Hashem is not getting involved. In your life, you decide the way you want to go. Hashem is not here to fix your mistake. You want to make a mistake? Tfaddal, I play the game with you. You want to do tshuva? I help you to do tshuva. But if you want to go a mistake, תפדל. He said, בדרך שאדם רוצה ללכת, מוליכין אותו. The guy wants to go to business. Why? To make money and to trick people? תפדל, I'm going to help you. I want to bring you customer, I want to make you money, you can do all the other in the world. The way you want to go, Hashem will let you go. If you want to say, I want to be a tzaddik, stay in yeshiva, you want to be a tzaddik? I'll help you also. They decided that's the way we want to go. We decided Yosef thinks Chayav Mita, we want to kill him, they decided. That's the way we want to go. Oh, Hashem said, that's the way you want to go? Tfaddal, I'm not stopping you.
Oh,
It's
it was Bilam. He went along with you.
Bilam, exactly. Very chidush. Same thing by Bilam.
Just a
Bilam,
just came.
Hashem told Bilam,
You wanna go?
Don't go with them. You want to go?
Yeah.
Tfaddal.
But don't-
I'm not stopping you. The way you want to go, people, Hashem.
But what about Yosef? What about his fate? They're deciding against him. Yosef did not want to get thrown in the
Good,
pit.
but again, it's so deep that everything was calculated from HaKadosh Baruch Hu again. He has to go through Yosef to Egypt instead of Yaakov will go with Chen. Again, we have a small brain, right? Hashem, we can understand it. He has everything setting up in front of him. Everything was calculated, but still, on their level, again, don't understand? Was a mistake.
Well, listen,
1 minute.
you can't sugarcoat everything.
I'm not
Hashem
saying-
sometimes also
1
just
minute.
wants to straight out punish some people.
Chaz v'shalom.
What do you mean, chas
I want to punish you. Don't do it, I will punish you.
Okay, but I
Don't do
understand it
avera.
happens though. It
Hashem
happens.
wants to
It
punish
happens.
you. Hashem.
People have to get punished. They get this, they get sick, they get this, they get
Chaz
hospitals, they get
v'shalom.
cancer.
Chaz, if you don't sin, you don't punish. For no reason, he wants to punish you. People
Not for
say,
no reason, but there's harsh degrees. There's
He's
harsh
doing a
degrees.
mistake. They decided, you want to do it, tfaddal. I'm not stopping you. Let me just tell you one more chidush, and maybe we'll stop with this today.
The mistake, I think the Yosef did also is telling
Again, it's very hard to say mistake because
No, it's not, I know.
it's a mistake at different level. We can't understand.
No, the thing is,
what he was
are you
saying.
supposed to tell the dream to love wounds or not? But that's his brother. He loves his brother.
Again, what you said?
Are you supposed to tell your dreams to anybody? Or just keep them for yourself?
Good. So usually you keep for yourself.
Right.
Yeah,
Keep it
good.
for
You
yourself.
ask me a good question.
So Yosef...
Yeah, good. But you understand, when it's a big dream, it's not like me. I'm dreaming about football game, I'm dreaming about nonsense. When it's a big dream, it's almost like a prophecy.
Right.
Right? Again, you have to understand.
So
When a tzaddik had a dream, it's not like he had a prophecy. So when he woke up, he said, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me this dream, I have to share. It's a prophecy I have to share.
So he's revealing to his loved ones.
Exactly.
His brothers.
But on their level, they couldn't
I'm just
understand.
trying to put something. I may not have anything to do with anything, but I'm just looking at the two sets of dreams. Early in his life, Yaakov was younger. Yosef was younger. He had these dreams, and he